In this video clip, we are going to discuss a repurchase agreement. Right, now a repurchase agreement is an instrument that can be used by a deficit unit, for instance Bank A, to obtain short-term finance to finance that deficit. Now repurchase agreements, as you will know by now, is often used by the Reserve Bank to finance the deficit of the banking system. So what will happen is that there is a financial instrument, a bond, a financial asset that is sold by Bank A to the Reserve Bank, and that happens in the first leg. So this transaction has two legs. In leg one, the bond is sold by the deficit unit, Bank A, to the Reserve Bank, and then the Reserve Bank pays money to Bank A, and that finances the deficit of Bank A. Right, so this bond, this financial instrument will go to the Reserve Bank and money flows to the bank to finance the deficit. Then, in leg 2, what is going to happen is, because it's a repurchase agreement, the bank is going to buy the bond back from the Reserve Bank. So the bond is going to flow back to the bank, and the bank is going to pay the money back to the Reserve Bank. But this money that is going to be paid back is going to be the amount paid in leg 1 plus interest. Right, so in the first leg, the bond will flow to the Reserve Bank. In the second leg, the bond will flow back to the bank that experienced the deficit. In the first leg, money will flow to the bank, and we're going to discuss how this amount is going to be calculated now. And in the second leg, the amount that was paid in the first leg is going to be paid back to the Reserve Bank plus interest. And this interest is going to be calculated at the repo rate, which is set by the Reserve Bank. Right, so what we want to do now is we want to calculate the amount that is going to flow in the first leg. So in leg 1, we go to our formula sheet. The bank is going to receive the market value of the instrument. So you're going to calculate it by using the nominal value of the underlying instrument, which is now, for this transaction, the bond, times the all-in price of the instrument. And here we have provided the bond prices. Now this leg 1 takes place on the 1st of March, and leg 2 will take place on the 7th of March. Now on the 1st of March, the bond price is 98.53 Rand per cent. What does this mean? It means for every 100 Rand that of value of this nominal value of this bond, you are going to pay 98.53 Rand. That's what Rand per cent means. So to calculate the amount that's going to be paid in the first leg, the market value of the bonds. It is the nominal value of the bonds times the all-in price. Now the nominal value of this bond is 1 million, and the all-in price on the date of the first transaction, as you can see, is 98.53, so 0.9853. So you use 98.53 divided by 100. If you do that calculation using your calculator, it is 1 million times 0.9853. So that gives you 985,300. So that is the amount that Bank A is going to receive from the Reserve Bank in return for this bond that is going to go to the Reserve Bank for a period of 7 days until the 7th of March. Right, so that is the amount that's paid in leg 1. Now we want to know what will be the amount that will be paid in leg 2. And you can see here the repurchase amount on the formula sheet is N times, in brackets, 1 plus I times N, where N refers to the amount paid in leg 1, so to this 985,300 rand. So we can write down the formula for leg 2, the repurchase amount, how much Bank A have to pay to buy back this bond on the 7th of March. It is N, which is going to be the market value in leg 1, times 1 plus I times N. And this I refers to the repo rate at which the Reserve Bank conducted this transaction, and N will refer to the number of days between the two legs, in other words, 7 days. So it is, N is 985,300 times, in brackets, 1 plus the repo rate, which is 7%, 0.07, times N, the number which refers to the period of the year for which this transaction run, so 7 divided by 365. So if we can do that calculation, starting from the back, 7 divided by 365 times 0.07 equals 0.001342 plus 1. So in brackets, it's going to be 985,300 times 1,001342. So if we multiply that by the price that was paid in the first leg, 985,300, and that gives you 986,622 rand and 73 cents. So that will be the amount that will be paid in the second leg of the transaction when the Reserve Bank is repaid for the amount that was borrowed by Bank A in the first leg. So in the first leg, this is the amount that was paid. In the second leg, we add interest calculated at the repo rate. You will see that we also gave you the bond price on the 7th of March, in other words, on the day of the second leg. We will always provide that, but you should never use that. Just ignore it. This is just to confuse you. So the only information you will use is the repo rate on the date of the first transaction and the bond price or the instrument price on the date of leg 1.